What is going on, team? As you can tell, we have moved into the new house. However, I haven't got around to making a video of the moving in or doing the tour. You know, look, that's pretty cool.
Carla's found a ball.
Carla found his ball. She's not got a new favourite ball. But instead, what we have done over the last couple of days, just giving me a buffer, we spoke to HEPPNER. You know, he's fighting Bridges at the end of the year. He's a good friend of ours, and he's always a good laugh to talk to. So enjoy the next 15 minutes. And here's the reason why I'm in the HEPPNER corner. And he's going to beat Bridges. Like this. This is how he's going to box him. You see that, Josh? I'm having him on. But yeah, smash that like button. No one's told you today, you're an absolute legend. And sit back, relax, drink a cup of tea. Next video, house tour, and then we'll get back on the wagon of making more regular videos for you guys, because I'm missing it already.
But we need to get Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but we need to get Wi-Fi. It's coming on Tuesday. We'll catch you in the next one. We just wanted to catch up, you know.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
My Winston's not here. He left me. He was here and then he left, and he's somewhere on the property, someplace else, probably rolling in mud.
Winston!
He's gone.
Question number one. What are you drinking?
Oh, it's a rest day, so I'm having an iced mocha latte, you know?
Oh, fancy.
I left my Ugg boots in the house, or else I show you my Ugg boots. Pretty much a basic white girl right now, drinking my iced mocha latte in my Ugg boots.
Well, how have you been, man? You look like you're having fun.
Yeah, we're busy. We're busy running companies, figuring out stuff to commentate for the CrossFit games, and boxing, I guess. Every day. Now
you've kind of gone around the boxing, but like, how did that come about? I know you were like third choice, but then you know.
Yeah. So I was third choice. Yeah. So it came about. They asked me and obviously asked Castro first. There was another games athlete in front of me, and then it was myself. And they asked me, and I just was like, I'm always down to do some random things I've never done before, and so here we are. So we're playing a catch-up game, right? So Josh has been boxing longer than I have, but you know. It's going to be fun regardless. I think it's just going to be two good guys getting into a ring, putting on a show and having fun. Like, there's no bad blood between Josh and myself whatsoever. We're just here to put on a good show.
Now, the real question is here on this episode today is, do you think you'll win?
Of course I'm going to win. Are you kidding me? I'm putting way more work in than Josh, you know, way more work.
Do you think he's comfortable?
I think a lot of people will message me and say, oh, you're fighting a SEAL. And I understand that, right? There's obviously a mental fortitude that comes with the repertoire that Josh has in his back pocket. But at the same time, like, just because you're a SEAL, just because you're this or that, doesn't mean you're good at striking and boxing. And I think Josh has obviously learned over the course of time, and over the couple of months, he's gotten much better. But I think there's obviously a mental capacity that he's capable of that I'm probably not. But I think it should be a good fight regardless. I think it's just going to be good. It's just good fun.
I don't think any amount of SEAL training can affect you if you're knocked out, to be fair. Like, if you get
so
out.
Yesterday, exactly. So yesterday, and that's the beauty of it, right? Is like boxing is like, yeah, you could bet on Jacob, you could bet on you could bet on Floyd Mayweather, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, it only takes one punch to knock someone out. And all the training in the world, sometimes just one punch. And so yesterday, one of the drills we actually did was they spun me around and got me dizzy. Then I had to start hitting mitts. So it was like pretty much, well, I hope I'll have it on film. It was like pretty much grab your mitts. Let me get my camera down so I can show you. And it was spin around a bunch, right? And then it was like get off and like try to hit mitts, you know. And let me just say, it was pretty difficult. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty dizzy.
I feel like that's what I would just be like in general boxing training.
It's about right. It's about right.
Now, I know you for wearing glasses. Can you see all right?
I got LASIK.
Oh, yes.
I was blind, but now I see. I can see.
So now you're
again.
boxing. Now those mitts just don't move. They're not blurry.
Yeah. Well, so I was actually nearsighted, so I could see everything really close up. But like when I competed in years past, you'd always see me wear a stopwatch because I couldn't see the actual timer clock, and I wanted to know my splits. I'd look down at my wrist, and so I couldn't see very far. So for boxing, I wouldn't need glasses because I can see really close anyways. But like if you wanted me to read something on the far wall, it wasn't gonna happen.
Are you missing CrossFit? Like, I know you're still doing it as you're training, but like the competitive season.
No, not really. Like, I mean, yeah, so we're in here every night for Olivia, right? Olivia's gonna crush some kids. But we're in here every night for Olivia, so I'm still doing CrossFit. I think the better question is like, I don't miss CrossFit. I miss the competitive nature of being able to like compete and do something, but I don't need CrossFit to fulfill that competitive void, because I didn't always have CrossFit. I had football or chess club or debate or whatever nerdy thing I was doing. And so I've obviously just filled that now with, okay, well, let's sink all into boxing, and now let's sink all into shooting and fitness together, and let's go compete at these things. And so I have some competitive things I can do, and I'm still going to stay involved in CrossFit, whether it's commentating or just staying, holding camps and seminars here. So I don't miss competing at all. There's bigger things to compete in the world, in my mind.
And is boxing training harder than you thought it was going to be?
Dude, the hardest conditioning. Josh and I were talking about this the other day. We were texting each other. The hardest conditioning I've ever done. It's different, right? It's different, but it makes CrossFit conditioning look like a freaking walk in the park. I will admit, like, going and doing boxing conditioning, I thought when I rolled up my first class, like boxing, they asked me, like, do you think you're in shape? And they knew the answer. They were asking a very like pointed question. They knew I was going to say yes. And I was like, well, yeah, like I'm one of the fittest guys in the world in my sport. And they were like, you're not in shape for this. Like, you're not prepared for this. And I was like, okay, whatever. And they were right. And like, it's a whole different ball game. But I will admit, taking boxing conditioning and bringing it into the gym, like, has been hugely beneficial. Now, I'm not competing in CrossFit, but I can tell that I'm much better conditioned now than I ever was, just because of stupid boxing.
So you're coming back next year?
You heard it here first, gents. I am not coming back next year.
Tell everyone, when's the fight?
So the fight, I think, is September 18th. They're still picking the venue, and they're still picking the date, but it's tentatively September 18th in Las Vegas. Venue to be announced. The tickets for it go on sale. I believe the in-person tickets go on sale in July, and the pay-per-view tickets go on sale in June, or it's vice versa. But June or July, they'll have all the details figured out, and you'll be able to buy tickets and show up and have a Team Winston shirt, because no one wants to be on Team Josh. Like,
do you think you're going to deal well with the nerves? Like, it's different, isn't it? Like going onto a competition floor as a CrossFit competitor with a lot of other CrossFit competitors around, knowing what you're doing it for years. You're kind of mentally ready for it. Whereas I think 6 months and then stepping out in front of a crowd in a boxing ring with hundreds of thousands of people on a pay-per-view, it's going to be a little bit different. Do you think you're going to hold it together?
Wow, you're going to ask that question? Well, now you just made it worse, Craig.
Yep. I'm going to be watching.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure yet. I think when you've done CrossFit enough, and like I have failed in front of hundreds of thousands of people enough. I've failed rope climbs, I've failed lifts, I've failed all sorts of things in front of people. And I think those nerves kind of go away, but you're right, it's a different sport. And so I'm not used to it just yet. I don't know, time's going to tell. Like, I know this Saturday, so like 2 days from now, we're having I looked at my wrist like I had something. There's nothing. Okay. I don't know why I did that. This Saturday, we're doing our first sparring session. So I haven't done I've done like technical sparring. So technical sparring mean like 25 to 30% speed, but we haven't done our first like actual sparring match till this Saturday. So it's going to be a learning process. But I mean, like, you always have to ask yourself, like, sometimes the toughest things you do in life are the ones you grow the most from. And in this case, like, it's not something I would have chosen to like, oh, let's go boxing, but it's been something that's been offered to me. It's something out of my comfort zone that you're going to learn and grow from. And the same is probably going to go for Josh. Like, Josh hasn't done this before, and I know it's not something in his comfort zone, but we're both going to do it, learn from it, have a good time, and in the end, probably give each other a hug. He'll probably have way more black eyes than me. I'm just kidding, probably not. Who knows? But we'll just kind of go along with it. It'll be fun.
Have you ever punched a friend before?
I have never been in a fight before.
Do you think it's going to be weird standing opposite Josh and having to punch him?
I think so. That's actually a good question. So I was talking to my coach a couple weeks ago, and he was like, one thing we have to get you used to is we have to get, and he goes, this goes for everybody, but we have to get people used to hitting people in the face. He's like, most people can't just walk into a ring and switch it on and be like, I'm going to hit Craig in the face. Like, we're friends. Like,
yeah.
How I hit Craig in the face.
I'm so sorry.
There is, yeah, exactly. He goes, there is a little bit of and that's what sparring is for. He's like, there is a little bit to get over where you have to get used to just punching someone who you have no argument with in the face in a ring in front of a bunch of people.
Craig used to box. He should come over and do a sparring session.
Craig, what are you doing? I need you.
Yeah.
Help me, Craig. You're my only hope.
Yeah. Tip the camera down, Jacob, and just give us 10 seconds of sparring. Just out there. Go 10 steps back. 10 steps,
okay.
bit further. Here we go. Wait, we know Josh's perspective.
Okay, so we've got, I'll walk you through the punches. Ready? This is what I learn. We've got a 1, a jab, right?
Hope the fingers don't come out. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we've got all the slips and rolls and catches and parries and, I'm
intimidated.
There's a lot of numbers.
You
should be scared.
I'm intimidated. Do you have any final words for Josh on today's video? It's going to be a short one, but we needed to catch up. Do you have any words?
I've got someone around here has a Josh Bridges shirt they're loaning to me. Actually, they're going to give it to me, and I'm just going to put that everywhere. I might just throw it up, punch it, put it on my bag, spit on it. I'm not going to spit on it. That would be rude. But I have nothing to say to Josh right now. No, I can't think of anything good.
Just that you're working hard and that he's going on the canvas.
Yeah, we're working hard, and he better get used to this view.